Good morning. The missus over here, and I headed to a nuisance beaver location. We got a call last night. We were over here just a few days ago, checking this place out. There were no beaver in here. We were going to set mink and rat traps, but we elected not to and moved on to better places. I got a call last night that the beaver had moved in, plugged the culvert up, water's almost up to the road, chewing trees in the yard again. So we're gonna go have a look and see what we can do. There's a big swamp on the opposite side of the road. I'm pretty sure that's where these beaver come from every year. And like the swamp that I've posted already that I trapped, this one is exactly like that. I'd like to get out in there, but no, I'm not going to attempt this one. At least the one that I'm trapping now, I can drive almost right to the edge of it, and then I have to walk through the timber, so to speak. And it's a pain. This one would be even worse, I believe. So we're rolling up. We're almost there now. Oh yeah, look how high the water is. Holy crap. This is even worse than last year.
That's crazy. Look at all the steps.
Yeah, we were just here 2 days ago.
Not long ago.
Well, no, probably 3 or 4 days ago, but even so, it wasn't like this. Alright, let's get out. I'm going to explain what I'm looking for and what we're going to do. Alright, so the lodge is up here in the corner. They haven't touched that lodge. This has got to be a bank den. Huh, this is really weird. I don't see a feed bed. Yeah, there are some sticks on the lodge, I think. We're going to walk back and take a look. Yeah, it's over here, hon, right here. Yeah, there's not much on it, though. There could be a bank den down in that valley. But where's the culvert that they're plugging? Because it's not right here. How are they Is that one plugged up? Oh yeah, they packed that one right in. Yeah, that is freezing up. But them plugging this culvert shouldn't affect that body of water right there at all. Huh, what about that culvert up here? Yeah, I don't think they touched this one. Nope, they didn't. Huh, alright. Where? I think that's grass. Yeah, it looks like grass.
No, it's sticks. There's one right here too.
It's grass. Alright, well, we're definitely gonna set a trap in front of this culvert. We're gonna pull some of the stuff out of it, because this is almost up to the road. Yeah, absolutely right. This is incredible. I think I'm gonna like to put a 330 set and go in here. Try that. Let's go see what I've got. Alright, we'll set that there. I gotta grab my water mittens. Grab my wire and my pliers just in case I need them. Yeah, 'cause that's not up over the land. How is this water backed up? Maybe. Huh. And I wonder if I gotta go check that crossover, see if they're running that. Alright, let me grab, I don't know what I have in here. Yeah, they could be out down in that way. There's got to be a feed bed somewhere that they're making. I'm probably going to set the entrance to that house too, because I can't imagine they're not going to use that. I don't know. Alright. Let's grab this. Let's grab that. Grab a steak. Huh? What?
Over here. Yep.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of cutting right there.
That's a lot of cutting. Might be maybe a half
Yeah, they're probably going into that. I'm going to set this over there, and then we'll walk up in here and look. Alright, let me grab a dye pole. That one. Let's go see what we can do. This is deeper than it looks, I know that. Especially out in here. The set and go might not work right here. Yep, maybe if I put it right here it will. Why it's hard bottom. So, let's take, we definitely don't need all that wire on here. What was I thinking? Wow, what a mess. Really? What is all this? Yeah. You gotta be kidding. That's what happens when you pile too much wire on a trap. And then you don't go over them before you use them. Alright, so I want this one to hook to this. You guys can see. They packed that culvert almost full. You can just barely see through the top. Alright, there's that. I want that stake to be hooked up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to drive a stake in here. Let's get that. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. And I can only assume, but I'm going to guess that it might be some pops. I'm not really sure. That got booted, or a pair of older ones that got booted out from the colony. The biggest swamp is out that way, and it's about a mile and a half long. So, alright, you don't need that wire. I'll grab that on the way out. Another really rugged trap. There we go. There we go. Like I said, guys, these set and goes, they'll work for any size trap that you want to use them for. They're effective, they work good. That's a little deeper than I wished it was, but I don't know if I don't think I'm going to be able to drive the stake. Yep, I can. Good. Alright, I think it's enough. Yeah, we'll do that. I like that. I kind of wish I had. I don't know what else I could grab. I don't want to make it. I don't like to mess with it too much. I kind of like to try to keep it the way that they have it. I mean, I don't even really want to do that. But we need something for a cross up like that. Does that spring up or down? That springs down. Bring that up like that. Yep, that's all we need right there. Alright, there's that set. I'm not gonna put a hole in that yet. We're gonna go look around. I know that's what the missus is doing already. So let's go catch up with her and see what she's found. What'd you find? Up by the house? Yeah, it could be. Yep, it might be. Alright, I'm gonna grab a trap. There's a lot of stuff chewed way up in there too.
Yeah, all the way up in there. Go up that far. All the way. Oh, that's pretty hard. Couldn't really get around.
Let's grab that one. Huh?
I couldn't get all the way up in there.
There's an extended trap already set up. Bring this. Bring that. I'm gonna grab a 330 right there by you. Alright. Let's grab a sip of the super trapper drink. Alright. I'm gonna walk up by that house. You didn't find anything else up here, hon? Yeah, they just moved in. They just moved in. Huh. Yeah, they haven't got a whole lot done yet. Did you go up there? This is the house that we're standing on. Yeah, they're coming up in here. We're going to put one right here. I think we'll put one right here. I'm trying to slow these guys down. Let's get that out. Yeah, there's quite a bit of chewing right here. Yeah, they just moved in. They don't have, there's no feed bed. They haven't touched the lodge or anything yet. And this place is really, really deep. I mean, when we trapped in here last year, I mean, there were places I couldn't walk because it's so deep. And over the summer, this past summer, it was so dry. I mean, there was a little bit of water in here, but not much. And it's incredible how much it changes when beaver come into an area and they start damming things up. And oh, of course, I would have put that on upside down. It's all right. And the missus could very possibly be right. There could be one big beaver in here that got booted from the colony because he's too old and lazy. And obviously, he's not lazy if that's the case here. Let's do that. Turn that right up like that. I don't know if I mentioned in this video or other videos that I posted, I used to do ADC work too. I had a license with Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, but I let it expire years ago. But I still get calls from time to time, even from game wardens. Yeah, only because there's not a lot of people that do this anymore. So, and I don't mind. I really don't mind at all. I actually love doing this. I mean, obviously I wouldn't be out here if I didn't. Let's have a look. Yeah, they're definitely coming. Alright, that one started. Break some of this off. Alright. chain down under the water as much as I can. I'm just going to wire it to this right here. I'm not going to pull that very far. That is epic. With a capital A, guys. I'm going to take this, go right through that eye hole, and do that right there. Awesome. Alright, let's go. I'm going to look around up here. Gotta be careful in here. Wow. Yep, that drops right off. I don't even know if I can get in there to set that runway. I don't even know if I can see it. I know it's right here somewhere. Oh, let's see, where is it? I want to say, I think it's right there. I'm quite sure it's right there. It goes right up underneath that tree stump right there. Or is it over here? Nope, it's definitely over on this side. Well, maybe. 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 Oh, yeah, I think it's right there. It's right there, but it's also one right here, too. I think we're not going to set that yet. I want to try. I've got my lure with me. I'm going to put some lure right up here on top of that dodgepole. That will absolutely frustrate the hell out of them. Let's walk up here and see what we got, because they're chewing up here too. Yeah, this is deep. Hey now, hey now. Did I just get lucky and find an old bank den? I did, I think. I think that right there is an old bank den. Not being used right now, but the hillside badger. Yeah, wow. This is crazy. I can't believe how deep this is. Yeah, I need to go down there. It looks like there may be a pathway down that way. I'd like to catch them right next to the house. I'd like to find a bank den. I know there's a bank den in here somewhere. I know there is. I just don't know where. Yep, they're coming up here. Oh yeah, they're cutting up here again too. We had a trap up here last year. Never caught anything up here. Yeah, they're going up right there. Maybe we put one here. And maybe a little cast mound right up there. What else have we got here? Yeah, they're coming up here, but they're not. Ooh, ooh, that's a nice trail right there. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong. Oh yeah, I was wrong for sure. I was definitely wrong. Yep, we're gonna put a trap here. Yep, we're gonna put another set and go right here. Where does this go? Goes into another piece of water. Not much of water, but they're going around. Huh, they're going into the back side of the main pond. Up through here, possibly going that way. I don't see any cutting up in there. Whew. Now, which way are they going? I think they're going that way. Yeah, there's more chewing up there. Is there another pond up here? Yeah, because there's their pathway right there. Wow. Huh. That's big beaver. Big beaver tracks in there. Yep, I want to go find this. Oh man. We got another pond here, guys, I think. Yep, another dam. Yep, there's more beaver up here. Yep, and there's the house right there. Yeah, this is incredible. I'm glad I came up here. Yep, the house is there. And we can absolutely set right here. Okay. Yep, I'm happy about this. All right. I'm going to shut this down and go get some more gear, and we're definitely going to help these landowners out. I had no idea that this was even up here. All right, let's go get some gear. Let's get this set up. Let's get these beaver out of here. All right, we're grabbing gear. We pulled up into the driveway a little bit to save some walking. Grab these. Grab this. All right, here we go. See? They're cutting right there. All right. All kind of cutting right up through there. They're cutting over here, cutting up through here. Yep. Huh? Yeah, they're cutting all up through here too. Look how high that one is off the ground. That's going to be 2.5, 3 foot off the ground. Alright, I'm gonna throw those right there. The house is right down here. I'm gonna go, I wanna set this super bear down here. I can get there without crashing like a train wreck. Alright. We're going to put this super bear right under this tree. This is a great spot. Yeah, right here. Goes up underneath those trees. Alright. I don't really want to step in there because that looks deep, way deeper than what I thought. I'm going to bring these up a little bit. Honey, is there a pathway coming up over there on the land? Is there a pathway coming up over there? Coming out of the water? Set a trap. Show them how it's done. Huh? No? So, I'll line that up here. And this is a good thing about a trap being this wide. I mean, we're going to cover that whole run right there. That run's got to be 3 foot wide. This trap's going to cover almost that whole entire run. They're a little more difficult to work with. You got to use a lot more caution with these, but they work absolutely phenomenal. Now, let's see. Let's get the trigger set right and bent the right way. Alright. Yep. Yeah, there we go. I want this to turn right around because I want to chain this off. Don't fall. I want it on this section. I'm going to go on this side, I think, over here. No, don't fall down. Come on. Yep, I'm going to get in here if I can. No, that's not what I want you to do. Alright, we're going to rewire this a little bit in hopes that it won't fall down again. Let's go that way. And come up around the bottom. Like I said, in hopes that it won't fall down again. Okay, come on. The hardest part is going to be sinking these sticks in the mud because it's such a hard bottom. Nice sandy bottom, which means they're using it all the time. We will get the strap in here, I can assure you of that. Yes. Now leave that right there. Wrap this around this pole. Like that. That trap's not going to go anywhere anyway. There we go. And that's all there is to that set right there. Absolutely perfect. I think drop this side down just a little bit more. Yep, right there. That's all I want right there. Perfect. I don't know if you guys can see that. I hope you can. That trap literally covers that whole runway. Awesome, awesome. Alright, I'm going to run. I'm going to go up behind me over this way. They're cutting up here. So I want to find another pathway where they're coming up on land. I know there's quite a few cuttings up here. Huh? Dam's right over there. You got to come up over the hill. You'll be able to see it. It's right there. Yeah, it's not very far from you at all. I don't know. I want to find. Oh, there's one right there. Maybe. Where does that go? Nope, I don't think I like that one. And it looks like they are going absolutely everywhere out here. How does this one look? Right here. Yep, we might set this one. I really don't know. Yep, there is a little bit of ice out here. And I don't think I'm going to come up this way. Actually, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to put a 330 right here. Absolutely going to put one right here. Yep, no doubt. This one. Yep, this is pretty deep out through here. Don't fall in, please. I don't want to hunt for you. Let's lay this down. Get that in there. Really? I hate that when I fold the wire up so good I can't find the end of it to take it off. Let's pull that out. Throw this on there, yep, right around that knot to hold it up. Yep, that's going to be perfect. Once again, I've got way more wire on here than I need. These are actually set up for a pole and a piece of wire to wire it off to a solid stake or a stick or something. So let's go ahead and throw this one in here like this. And go right there. Let's go under it. This is a good spot too right here. This is a bank. Kind of a bank right here, and then you've got the log on this side that they've got to go between to come up here unless they go over that way, which is entirely possible, I guess, but we'll see. I think it's going to work right here. I know that I know that one up there is going to work the Super Bear. So let's grab that. Make sure the safety catches come off. Let's do that. Come on. Alright, that got started. That's all I want for right now. Now, we can push the spring down on that side. Come on. Ah, that does not want to go down. It's going slow but surely. I'd like to at least get the spring in the water. Not crucial if you don't, but I like to have everything covered pretty much. Lower that down. Absolutely awesome. Yep, I like it. Let's take the wire. Let's go right up here. I'm just gonna hook it to that and hope they don't come up here and chew it down. And that would be my luck. And this pole, really like it. Yep, we can do this like this. Yes, got it. There, another great set right there. I like it. Alright, I've got one more trap with me. I want to go find another pathway, maybe down that way. I don't know. They probably are coming up here, but they're doing most of their cutting down below. So I'm going to go grab my trap, which is right over here. So let's go find one more pathway to set. Let's see. There's the dam. You know, guys, I'm really thinking about that crossover up here. Or maybe setting down over this dam. Yeah, we're going to set down over the dam. Yep, I want a trap right here. There's another dam right there. Yeah, we're going to set right here in the dam. I mean below the dam. Hopefully I can drive stakes into the bottom. That one may be too long. That one will work right there though. Alright, so we have to be 5 feet from the dam. We're going to be a little further than that. Yep, we're going to go right here. Yeah, that bottom's really solid. Yep. I'm excited about this, I really am. There's got to be, I mean, you can clearly see where they're coming down over that dam. There's got to be otter in here, got to be. As long as we don't have muskrat messing with us up here, we're going to do alright, I'm pretty sure, but... I know years ago I used to trap up in here before these folks here had the house and before they built the house here. And I'd take a couple of big beaver out of here every year. There was a pond, not the one up by the road, but another one up here. It's not here anymore. I'd say the dams got broke out and the water leveled out, but they're building them back up again. So there's always been beaver up in here to a degree. I didn't know that all this was up in here. I had no idea. So this is something we'll have to keep an eye on every year from here on out. And maybe this is where they're coming from, going down by the road too. And there could be more even up above this. I don't know. I really don't know. Alright, let's get that. I got wire in my pocket so we can cut our own ankle wire. Yeah, I gotta cut a piece for that anyway. Alright, let's pull that off. I'm gonna put my gloves back on only so I don't get my camera wet if I have to grab it or turn it off or whatever. Alright, so we'll cut that piece right there. We'll cut another one to anchor it with. We'll go up to that tree up there. Make sure we have enough. Alright, there's that. Yep, this is really, really good. I like this a lot. This is a great, great spot. Relatively easy. And great for a video. I have gained a few new subscribers, so I want to say thank you to those new subscribers and welcome to the channel. If you guys have any questions about anything, please feel free to message me in the comments. Alright, let's get that down. I've got another place I want to go look at today. My informant, my agent, Chad, informed me of a place that he saw a few days ago while he was out delivering propane. And we're going to go check that out. I'm hoping today. My son gets out of school at noontime, so, and it's probably, I don't know, 10 o'clock, 10:30 now. I don't know, I'm not sure what time it is. It's alright though. I know I've got that piece of wire on the ground. And I'm going to go ahead and say right now that these sticks are really too long. They're way longer than what I like. If I had a set and go, that's what would be in here. That's really what I should have in here. Not these great big giant poles. But that's alright. I'm not going to walk way back to the truck to get one. So. Now let's get this set. It probably won't move around nearly as much when I get it set. Yep. Make sure it's going to be completely underwater. If not, we'll find a different place where the water's just a little bit deeper. Boy, that is a hard bottom. Really hard bottom. I need to lower that spring. I want the entire trap underwater here. I don't want critters to see anything. Not even the wire if I can help that. Because if this trap fires and we get a miss, I don't want them to recognize anything about this set other than the poles. I mean, you just can't help that anyway, so. Oh, I don't know where my chain is. There it is right there. I'll adjust the height of that trap in just a minute. Cut that piece of wire over there, but yeah, we can hook to that. They're not going to go far anyway, not right here. The water's not deep, so even if they pull the trap out, I don't think they will, but if that happens, they're not going to go far. Alright, let's push. Just like that. Perfect. And then we're going to find a dive pole, something all natural to them, which is going to be one of their own chewed sticks. Preferably this great ginormous one right here. Yes, this is going to work great. I believe. Yes, it is. I need that to stay up though. Let me lower that just a bit more. Nope, that trap is right on the bottom. Nope, I don't like that. I do like that though. There it is, guys, right there. We got 3 traps in here. One down over the dam, one up in the channel they're going around the feed bed next height to the bank, and one up above where they're going around to come out up above. We've got these pretty much closed off. Pretty happy about that. I don't think we're going to do any more up with the road. I think I will go out and unclog that dam just a little bit. I do want to cover that right there. That water's almost up to the road. We don't want the water going into the road. We can't have that, so. Alright, we got a set and go up there. We've got a 330 up on the side, off to the right hand side of the old lodge. So we got 5 traps in here. I'm going to call that good for now. I'm going to walk down and look at this old dam right here before I shut this down. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. They've been packing mud on that too, by the looks. There's just no water right here to set down over this dam. Could set a couple second goes in here for mink and rats. I bet there's mink in here like no tomorrow. But yeah, I'm happy with this. I'm happy how we got it set up, and we're gonna help these landowners get these beaver out of here. All right, we're gonna shut this down. It's been a good video. Great place. I'm happy. I'm excited. I know I keep saying it, but yeah, I'm looking forward to checking these. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. YBB. I'm out.